Well, good morning and welcome virtually to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of York. My name is Donna Alcorn. My pronouns are she, her, and I am your worship associate for this morning's service alongside our minister, Reverend Christin Green. We hope you are all well, safe, and warm. Make sure to note important announcements that are on our back of order of service that you can get online. You can scan those to learn more. I also have announcements that, one, we can never thank you, our volunteers, enough. All our greeters, flower bringers, collection counters, and coffee makers are faithful folk who do what they can when they can at UUCY. Curious to learn more? You can sign up for those roles online. You can look at this past week's Beacon, and I'm sure it'll be in this week's Beacon, to try some new things out. And I want to thank everybody who has stepped forward in signing up for those roles. Also, if you want to learn more about UU Justice PA, that's our own state action network here in PA. And we have UUCY members, myself, Steve Snell, and a few others. We're happy to answer any questions. You can go online and sign up at uujusticepa.net to get the newsletter. Also, we have our Bring Higher Love to UUCY, which is our annual financial pledge of any amount, and you can look that up at uucy.org/pledge. And then also support UUCY while you fuel up or stock shop by purchasing gift cards. And the last announcement I have is a very special one. It's a day of mindfulness that will be hosted here by the York Sangha and the Mindfulness Practice Center of York. It will be this coming Saturday, February 28th, from 9 to 3 p.m. here at the sanctuary. People can come at 8:15 for a little coffee, and then you want to be ready by 8:45, and it will start promptly at 9 o'clock. It is going to be, I think, a wonderful day, so I encourage everyone to come by and participate. So, whoever you are, whomever you love, we are glad your faith journey brought you here today. The mission of this congregation is to nurture a loving community, inspire lifelong spiritual and personal growth, and act for a better world. We welcome all of you joining us online today. If you are joining us for the first time, we invite you to send an email to welcome@uucy.org so that we might get to know you. Let us now mark this time made sacred by our presence, by taking a collective breath. Again, welcome to UUCY.
Good morning, friends. I want you to just enjoy and sink into the centering music that we have. We were hoping to have our choir sing it this morning, but we will have the composer instead, Leah Morris, singing Be the Light.
There is always a light. When we're ready to see it, there is always a light. When we're ready to be it, to see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night, to climb this hill, together we will.
There's always
a light. There's always love. When we're ready to see it, there's always light.
There's always
When we're ready to be it, to see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night, to climb this hill, together we will.
There's always
shine. There's always light. There's always shine. There's always light. There's always light.
shines always light. There's always light. There's always shining light. There's always light. See the light, breathe the light, make the light, be quiet. We will be alive.
Shine your light in the darkness. Shine your light in the darkness.
To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night,
and be
to
a
climb this hill. Together we will.
Shine your light in the darkness. Shine your light in the darkness. Let your bright heart burn out loud. Be a gift in the world.
All right. As we light our chalice, the symbol of our living tradition, from home today, you are also invited to light a candle or a chalice of your own. This morning, I share words by Reverend Michelle Collins entitled, The Work That Takes Time. We kindle this light for the work that takes time. The seeds unseen rooting, the tides patient carving, the small turning of heart toward open ground. We look towards what is slow and true, the steady flame that sustains our days.
Time is now to shine our light.
Welcome, beloveds, to this online celebration of a UU holiday called Luminescence. I'm Reverend Christin Green. I use she and her pronouns, and I too hope that you are safe and warm wherever you are. It looks like it's coming down now. So, the threat of winter storms and dangerous roads may keep us apart, but these tiny squares on our screens become a single shared space of light and intention. While we had planned to do this a little differently in our sanctuary, people here at UUCY do not give up easily. And some of us even feel strangely inspired by a good challenge, although I really feel like I should stop saying that out loud. The universe is listening. And I'm good on challenges for a while, okay, universe? But we are a resilient people here at UUCY. Honestly, we are doing what once felt impossible only a few years ago. Let's just take a moment to acknowledge how far we've come. Resilient bodies of people. So, what is luminescence and why are we celebrating it? Rick Camlett, who was a member of the UU congregation of Santa Clarita Valley's worship team, said that the group had often talked about what they felt was a need for a very UU-specific religious holiday. And he said the congregation's minister at the time, Reverend Rick Hoyt McDaniels, challenged the team to work on creating a holiday of their own, of our own, as a faith. So Santa Clarita's worship team came up with Luminescence, a ritual that incorporates our flaming chalice and 5 candles that each represent a concept: the source of light, recognition, reflection, refocus, and renewal. The lighting of each candle is accompanied by some words before each member of the congregation traditionally joins in by lighting their own candles. And while we cannot do that today in person with our physical bodies, I have faith that our witness and intention is always enough. I'm grateful to be joined today by Eric Zeltman as we illuminate these 5 ritual candles of luminescence. So from our home to yours and beyond, let us begin. We begin with a light. Let me just adjust my video filters. This is getting weird. All right, here we go. So we begin with this light that lives inside of each of us. I've chosen a yellow candle to help us think about this inner light, this inherent worth and sacred spark that no distance or circumstance can dim. In this season and in all to come, may we honor the source of light which resides within me and within all of us. The second candle honors the beauty and strength of diversity, the many ways the sacred shines through each identity, each story, each life. Even across our individual screens, we witness the brilliance of our varied lives. In this season and in all to come, may I discern and celebrate the nuances of color, shape, and perspective that comprise the light which resides within me and within all of us. These affirmations are said for you, for me, for all of us. Our third candle invites us inward in reflection, to reflect gently and honestly on what is moving within you. What is tender? What is calling for attention, compassion, or release? In this season, and in all to come, may I reflect deeply upon all that is, growing in understanding of the light which resides within me and within all that is. Now, at this time, I'd like to invite Eric's video screen to join me. What you're seeing here is something he has helped me set up. It is a tray with a block of ice that is shaped like a skull. And under that symbol of the cold, rigid, and harming forces that exist in our world, systems of fear, injustice, dehumanization, forces that often feel too solid, too frozen to change. Beneath it is a single small votive candle waiting to be lit as our fourth candle, a fire of commitment, a fire of action. This is focus and action made visible. This flame does not lash out in force. It simply persists, directing its warmth upward toward what needs to be transformed. And over the course of this service, as this ice begins to melt slowly and steadily, we're reminded that even what feels immovable can change. Transformation does not always arrive in a blaze. Sometimes it arrives as a warming, softening release. So in dedication of our fourth candle, I say on our behalf in this season and in all to come, may I be moved to redirect that which is through conscious refocusing of the light which resides within me and within all that is. Our fifth candle is the candle of renewal, the place where we rededicate ourselves to the work of compassion, justice, and hope. As this last flame joins the others, we remember that the fourth candle continues to work beneath this melting ice. Its transformation is ongoing, its resilience is embodied. Its lesson is for all of us on the nature of resilience and renewal. So in dedication of this fifth renewal candle, I say on behalf of us all, in this season and in all to come, may I be ever faithful to the highest good that may be, in honor of the source of light which resides within me and within all that is. We've lit 5 flames this morning. 1 for inner light, 1 for diversity, 1 for reflection, 1 for action, and 1 for renewal. One of those, still and small, quietly continues its slow, silent action underneath that ice, reminding us that change is possible, through steady courage, purposeful warmth, and shared intention. May these many flames and intentions illuminate the paths we travel together. May their light guide us in spirit, in action, and in service. May they remind us that our community grows brighter even when each of us lets our light, especially when each of us lets our light shine. Ours is a living tradition, growing and changing as the needs of the world shift. And this morning's shift online is merely a fractal reflection of much bigger shifts we have made, we are making, and we will make in our future. Within our unity and in this radiant light, let us honor all our paths that lead to greater insights and higher ideals. As the author and social justice activist L.R. Nost wrote, "The broken world awaits in darkness for the light that is you." Yes, you. You might not feel it right now, and that's okay. We have plenty among us to rekindle yours if it feels like it's going out. You'll hear a recording of our choir singing later. I am sending you light to hold you, to heal you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. Blessed be. May it be so. And amen. We dedicate time in our service every week to what we call matters of the heart, to share joys and sorrows, the small moments of happiness and the deepening concerns that reside within our hearts. You can choose to submit something for Matters of the Heart anytime on our website, or today you can type directly into the chat and I will read your matter aloud. We light a candle in our hearts of concern for all those living with cancer diagnoses, navigating treatment and progress or remission. We light a candle in our hearts of hope for all those living with chronic or invisible illnesses, addictions. May they find peace, comfort, and love abound. We light a candle of appreciation for the many hands and hearts who offer their gifts of service, especially on this unexpected day. For all the folks who volunteered for in-person duties this morning, even though we didn't get to gather, we are so grateful for your willingness and generous spirits. For all those who responded rapidly yesterday to coordinate a plan in light of the weather, none of us could do this work alone. For Doug, for staying up late and getting up early with me to figure all of this out and keep us online all over the world. We have 62 devices logged in right now. It is good to be together. May we begin to realize and witness all those labors that tend to remain unnamed so that they may feel held by our expansive gratitude and forgive us for our omissions. May we increase our awareness of all those invisible ways we share this sacred work. We light one final candle in our hearts this morning for all that remains unspoken. It may feel too large or too small to share. You may not be ready to hear it read aloud, but please know that our community holds these things with you in silence, even if the words never come. We honor all that we carry within us and know that the flame of our faith kindled here resides within us also at all times. So may it ever be, and amen. I invite you to enjoy this beautiful collaborative virtual choir from All Souls Unitarian in Washington, D.C., singing hymn number 123, Spirit of Life.
This morning's reading is by Reverend Gretchen Haley, titled, "And Yet You Persist." Though you have been warned and given plenty of explanations, reasons to do otherwise, you have persisted. To claim a life of joy and justice, to carve out this time, this space for renewal of your own heart. Despite all the reasons, the resistance, fighting for your attention, luring you towards fear, you persist. To practice gratitude for this day, this life that has been given, this chance to begin again. And so let us gather that we might offer one another courage, strength, healing, hope, and this promise to persist in kindness, persevere in compassion, and prevail in a life that is far more than ourselves.
You might have felt some recognition with the language used in the reading Donna just shared. Nevertheless, she persisted. Do you remember that phrase? It was February 2017, actually, when Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell used that phrase to justify silencing Senator Elizabeth Warren during a debate. Despite all the reasons she could have chosen otherwise, she persisted. Much like the choices we face, to persist in joy, to persist in justice, to persist in renewing our hearts again and again. Calm, consistent, courageous choices done in community. That is what it means to embody resilience. And in our luminescence ritual, the 5 candles illuminate this path of resilience in 5 movements, the 4th of which is very, very slowly melting and almost gone. The first candle reminds us that resilience begins with the light within, the dignity and sacred spark no cruelty can extinguish. Then the second honors our radiant diversity of our communities, the way our differences strengthen us and give us the capacity to withstand harm and nurture hope. The third candle calls us to reflect, to turn inward with honesty and compassion, acknowledging both our brilliance and our bruised places. The fourth candle, lit under that once skull-shaped ice cube, moves us toward outward and into action. The movement where inner resolve becomes embodied courage, when light becomes movement and transformation begins. The fifth candle renews our commitments, carrying forward the truth that resilience is not a single act, but a life's work. And now, looking at this display, we cannot forget that in the middle of it all the fire of the world, we witness this second ritual in a rare real-time transformation, the slow melting of ice, a symbol of fear held above a single steady flame. Now this ice, just like the other ice that you might be thinking of, is by definition cold and rigid. It evokes the forces in our world that try to freeze us in place, systems of violence, state-sanctioned terror, the cruelty inflicted upon immigrant communities, the harm done in the name of security. Forces that would have us believe they are immovable and unchangeable. But beneath it burns that single, humble, enduring votive. One small spark turned into light, like one small act of courage, one small gesture of solidarity, one small community practicing justice. And slowly, faithfully, inevitably, the ice yields. This is embodied resilience. And we talked about this last week, right? Not the resilience of hardness, but the resilience of warmth. Not the resilience of unfeeling endurance that pushes, but the resilience of transformation. Albert Einstein taught that energy is never created or destroyed, it only changes form. Is that just the wild-haired scientist talking, or is it also somewhat true of the human spirit? If my memory serves, Einstein was talking about thermodynamics when he said that. But the science of thermodynamics was born from studying engines, machines that survive or are resilient under pressure by converting heat into energy. And now we're starting to preach, right? Oppression tries to freeze the world, to make systems rigid and cold and unchanging. And resilience is the ability to remain in motion, to adapt, and to transform rather than collapsing. Just as this tiny flame gradually melted and transformed the ice before our eyes, small acts of resistance transform fear into movement and movement into change. Our grief is able to become compassion. Our anger becomes action. Our fear transforms into clarity, and our hope illuminates the light for others. Our inner sparks have the power to reshape even that which seems rigid, unmovable, or frozen, even something as overwhelming and seemingly powerful as ice. Transformation happens in our bodies, not just our physical bodies, but the bodies of our organization, right? The bodies of our board, the bodies of our congregation, the bodies of our government. Resilience, as with transformation, is something that we do within our bodies, with our breath, with our presence, with the choices that we make in community, with the light that we refuse to let go out. I was faced with a choice about my own light this week. My committee on ministry, a small group of faithful members of UUCY who are journeying alongside me as I develop as a newer minister, gathered in my office to discuss the goals that I set last summer and how my progress is going. And I began by attempting to list various accomplishments and challenges. And at some point, I trailed off and there was a moment of silence. I couldn't help but notice, one of them said, "Your goals mention a lot about self-care and burnout prevention. How's that going?" I thought. I am working hard, which is great, but that's not everything. I did actually vow in August from the pulpit not to burn out, didn't I? My inner light might need some tending, I thought. It became very clear to me over the next 24 and 48 hours as I was thinking about this service and about my own balance of resilience and potential for embodied resilience. The persistent fire of our faith that keeps us going does not seek to destroy, but to transform. We are not machines. We do not need to be pushed. We need to transform and change form in the thermodynamic way. So I began to shift some priorities and announce that I plan to observe some study leave in the next 2 weeks to rest and study and prepare for what lies ahead. Like our first candle invited, I decided to slow way down, to honor my body, mind, and spirit, to watch and wait and listen for my own inner light. And in response to our second candle, I decided to reach out and share the ministry with this brilliant, innovative, diverse community of leaders who lighten my load temporarily. As our third candle called us, I decided to carve out time for reflection, self-care, and nourishment of that idea of embodied resilience. The fourth candle, the one that resides underneath that block of ice, came like a fire underneath me, but it was also gentle. I decided to make this announcement even imperfectly, because waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan was actually preventing the transformation that I truly need in order to embody resilience, survive, and thrive as your settled minister. I was and am determined that my inner fire will burn like our fifth candle of renewal. I decided that despite all the urgent concerns and problems to solve, the commitment that I had made to you and to myself not to burn out is not made in a single sermon, but in every moment. And that it's never too late to pause, breathe, and embody resilience again. To be clear, I am not giving up. I am yielding, being transformed, so that upon my return in some short time, I can give back to you more fully, more renewed, and more resilient. Sometimes this comes in the form of study leave or time off, or you might recognize it as a deep breath in a meeting, a coffee date with a friend, a long-distance phone call, even a postcard to your state representative to say what you need to say, a text to a loved one to check in, a smile to a stranger, even a hand on your heart. There are so many ways we can pause in daily ritual to remember our light and the lights all around us that illuminate our way. May these candles, this melting, and this gathering help us persist in kindness, persevere in compassion, and prevail in a life lived for more than ourselves. Blessed be, may it be so, and amen. Now, my dear friend and musical colleague, Laura Weiss, created the video you are about to enjoy for our responsive hymn number 391, Voice Still and Small.
Voice still and small, deep inside all, I hear you call.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Suba, and along with Don Callow, we are the co-chairs of the Stewardship fundraising campaign for this year. Last week, someone asked me why stewardship is introduced at this time of year when the financial year for UUCY doesn't start until July 1st. Well, stewardship, those pledge commitments, they are the primary financial container that supports the infrastructure of our faith community. Once the final needed dollar amount is determined, the budget is set to match the stewardship fundraising goal. And then that budget is presented to the voting membership at the May meeting for approval. So we start the fundraising now, so it gives us a bit of time leading up to that approval goal in May for people to consider their stewardship pledge, to build awareness, to gather the forms, and then to give the treasurer the time to adjust the budget depending on the success of reaching our goal. And as you can see on the screen here, our goal for this year is $238,500, and we are currently at 36% of that goal. And we're about halfway through the campaign. We've got 3 more weeks to go. And the date we have set is March 15th to reach that goal. And we're going to cap it off with one of our famous and fabulous potluck lunches on March 15th, by the way. So we've got about 3 more weeks. And what we're asking is to consider your abilities to support UUCY and get your pledge forms returned to either Don or I by March 15th. The pledge forms were mailed to you included with your annual tax statement. And there will be a stack of them now located at our drop box in the lobby. And you can also reach out to either Don or I at our email addresses or stewardship@uucy.com to request one, and we can send them via email or drop another one in snail mail to you in case you've lost track of your pledge form. And I see Reverend Christin has also posted the link there in the chat to get your own form right online. So I invite you to reflect on how this important decision, it is the fire of action that provides the stability we need to build a legacy of higher love here at UUCY. And as we let our light shine bright today, I want to just leave you with some words from one of my favorite authors, John Rodell. You are someone's front porch to God. We are someone's doorway to mercy. We are the world's threshold to kindness. Our lives are a gateway to peace for both strangers and friends alike. Empathy has chosen us to turn our hearts into a welcome mat for others. This is the purpose of your life. This is the purpose of UUCY. It is to let our existence become a candlelit veranda of hope for the rest of us to gather during the long, long nights. So thank you for sharing the stewardship moment with me today.
We now invite you into generosity as we collect our weekly offering. Each week, we commit to share our offering with a community organization that upholds our values. Our Share the Plate partner for February is the League of Women Voters in Pennsylvania, a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization dedicated to strengthening democracy and empowering voters across the Commonwealth. Their mission is to encourage informed and active participation in government, protect the integrity of elections, and advocate for policies that expand access, fairness, and accountability in our democratic systems. The League for Women Voters provides trusted voter education resources, defends voting rights, and works with communities and partners statewide to ensure every eligible Pennsylvanian can participate fully and confidently in our democracy. As a recording of our choir plays, the slide will be displayed with information about our Share the Plate partner. If this is your first time visiting with us, please simply enjoy the music. Your presence is a gift.
I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. No matter where you go, no matter where you've been, you'll never walk alone. I feel you deep within. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. No matter what you feel, nor what you choose to show, I'm always there for you. So I want you to know that I'm sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I'll walk the path with you. Go slowly, don't you hurry. I'll go just like you need. There is no need to worry, 'cause I'm sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love.
Please join us in extinguishing our chalice and your chalices at home if you have lit them, with the words printed in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thank you for showing up, for sharing the light of hope that brought you into this virtual space today. I hope that these lights continue to burn for all of us. This benediction prayer was written specifically for Luminescence by UU Minister Reverend Stephanie Edsbach-Dale. Within each life pulses the light of love, the light of wisdom and truth, radiating these qualities into the world. Sharing this light with one another, we illuminate the gifts of life and reveal those places in our hearts and in the world still obscured by shadows of fear, of wounds unhealed, and hopes unrealized, and futures undreamed. Sharing this light with each other, we reveal strength and vulnerability, joy and sorrow, the need to give and the need to receive. May our collective lights be tended well, nurtured and fed. May they inspire hope, courage, and compassion as we journey together the blessed path of our seasons. May the light of these candles remind us that to whatever degree we might be diverse in our beliefs, diversity is a gift. We share a common light. We share common values and common goals, and we share common community. In this season and in all to come, may we rejoice in the light which resides within each of us and within all that is. Blessed be. May it be so. And amen. Please enjoy this music video from the First Unitarian Brooklyn Choir with the Lavender Light Gospel Choir singing a lively rendition of This Little Light of Mine. May it stay with you until we are gathered together again.